What's up, guys? Welcome back to LateNightFrights. I'm Chris Brock, the co-leader, and this week is a theme week. And the theme that we have for you guys for this week is our werewolf theme, which pretty much, isn't an original theme. It isn't nothing substantial, but it's a really cool theme that we haven't done here on LateNightFrights, and it's pretty self-explained by the title, werewolf theme. We take and review a werewolf film from really any time period. It doesn't have to be a specific time period. It can be from the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, the 2000s, any time period. And the one that I've selected to review is one from the early 80s. Before I get into reviewing that and telling you guys what my pick is for this week, kind of going to explain why I'm here on Monday. Monday is not my day. My day is normally Tuesday. The Jay Sloan asked me to fill in for him, so that's why I'm doing my video on Monday. He's going to be taking over for me on Tuesday, and next week it will be back to normal. And the film that I selected to review is a 1981 film directed by Joe Dante and starring Dee Wallace, and that is The Howling.
What do you see?
The Howling. Somewhere in this city, in this human jungle, it begins.
Just try. He's right there.
What do you see?
What's there, Karen?
What do you see, Karen?
What's there?
Somewhere in these woods, in this primal, sensuous, secret place, lies an experience too terrifying for words. The Howling.
Okay, guys, so pretty much the basic plot of The Howling. It is about Karen White, who is a television news reporter who is being stalked by a serial killer named Eddie. And pretty much, as a cooperative effort, her and the police pretty much, kind of come up with a plan to capture Eddie. And she pretty much meets him at, the location that Eddie chooses, which is a very weird location. He chooses a porn theater, which is very weird, but nonetheless, she does meet him there, and she is forced to watch a young woman get raped on film, which is very weird. And Eddie's like, I'll be much more gentler to you, and she turns around to see Eddie, and she screams. That's all we hear. The police just bam unload on Eddie, essentially killing Eddie. And Karen, after all this, she has amnesia and doesn't remember nothing. And pretty much, over the, couple days that pass, she has flashbacks of, Eddie and just awful stuff. And she has to go and see a therapist with her husband. And pretty much this therapist sends them to a place called the Colony, which is kind of like a resort. It's, it's isolated there. And, from there, I don't want to spoil nothing, but the film definitely picks up after that point. And that is the basic plot of The Howling. Okay, so I want to talk about the acting in the film. I really don't know the cast members. I know Dee Wallace plays the lead. She plays Karen, but the guy who played Bill, Karen's husband, I thought he did a really good job as, he isn't the main character. That obviously is Karen, but as kind of like a side character, he is really good. I thought he did a good job acting, and the other couple that they're friends with. I forgot the woman's name, but I know the guy's name is Christopher, because that's my name, obviously. I'm going to remember that. But I thought they did a really good job, and I like how the characters in this film, if they don't start off as main characters, some of them do actually become main characters, and some of the main people that you think are going to live, they end up dying. I think it's really cool, and it kind of leaves you guessing. And, you know, back to the acting part, you know, this film came out in 1981, and, you know, you have a lot of early 80s films that have, you know, early 80s films that have a lot of horrible acting. I thought this acting was pretty good. I mean, I wouldn't say that it was great or anything like that. No one deserves an Oscar for this, you know, acting performances in this film, but, you know, it was believable, and I really did enjoy the acting, so I can't really say nothing there, but the acting was pretty solid in my opinion. Okay, so I'm talking about the directing and the special effects. I'm not going to touch down too much on the directing because I don't have a lot to say about it. The directing was good, average to good, you know, because there wasn't any shots in the film that really stood out in my opinion, but there wasn't no shots that were horrible that, you know, really took me out of the film. So, in terms of directing, I thought the directing was pretty good. Okay, now on to special effects. I kind of want to compare this to An American Werewolf in London, which was released in the same year, 1981. I think that has the greatest transformation scene of all time. It's just brilliant. I haven't seen the full film, unfortunately, but I have seen that scene, and I think it's amazing. I think it's awesome. This film, the transformation scene is kind of drawn out a little bit too long. The character could have just ran while the werewolf was transforming, or the guy was transforming into a werewolf, I should say. But it was still awesome, and, you know, the werewolves look a bit different than they do in American Werewolf in London, and you know, compared to this film. And that's the cool thing. I love, you know, watching different werewolf films and seeing each person's interpretation of werewolves. And I gotta say, the special effects in this film were really, really good. There's one shot that was animated, which I did not like at all. It doesn't hold up. But other than that, I thought the special effects in this film were really good. So yeah, guys, that right there was pretty much it for my review of The Howling. I really enjoyed this film. I consider, you know, kind of a classic. You know, I can see people enjoying it a lot back in the 80s because I could just imagine going to the theaters and watching that on the big screen. That would have been amazing. I really enjoyed it. If I had to rate the film, I'd rate it an 8 out of 10. I didn't think it was like a great film. I'd label it a good film. You know, I really enjoyed it. I love practical effects and I like the transformation scene. I love how, you know, it had a story to it. You know, the action did come, but it wasn't nothing but action. It did have a good story to it as well. And once you get all the action, it's really cool. It's kind of towards the end, but it's worth the wait. What do you think of The Howling? Do you agree with my opinion that is a good film? Do you disagree with my opinion? Do you hate it? Do you love it? Leave a comment down below. And what is your favorite werewolf film of all time? I'd love to hear that in the comments. And pretty much it for this video, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching Late Night Frights. Peace.